Thanks for tuning in. I got one more for today, and then I'm going to give it a rest. And this has been something big for me lately that I have finally learned how to do. I have finally integrated this part of myself. So, feeling pretty good. I think I might sit down for this. There are things that happen that make you think, or you'll let yourself think that it's this big catastrophe, and it's this big terrible thing that's gone on, and everything's falling apart, and your life is over, and it's this horrible, chaotic issue that is like pulling your life apart at the seams. You lose your job. That's obviously the big one, right? We'll go with that for example. If a job that you've been at 3 months, 3 years, I don't care how long, that you thought was going to work, you thought was going to go well, you thought you might be able to invest, which, in these days, this day and age, we cannot do because so much has changed. Millennials know this. Because getting a job and keeping it is absolute chaos. It's not like it used to be. Companies don't want to invest in their employees anymore because they're too worried about making more money. So it's like they don't make it worth investing in, and they cut you loose at any time for any reason whatsoever, and they don't even have to tell you. Depending on what state you're in. So it's like, it's really shitty trying to get and keep a job these days. No matter what you've done for them or how valuable you are, So, let's say you lose the job. You've lost your income, you've lost your insurance, your security, your routine, the people that you knew there, what have you. That would seem like a catastrophe. Only thing is, what you have to start remembering to tell yourself is that when something like that goes away, when something big like that in your life goes away, what it's doing is making room for something else. Think about this. Let's say you go to a job every day and you're tired of it, and you don't really like it, but you're going because you think you have to, and that's how you're going to make money, and you've got yourself in that mindset, and you've put yourself in that corner. And really, if you didn't have to go to that job every day, you could be doing something else that you really want to do. You could be doing the job you really want to do, whatever that is. And you just wish you could be doing that, but for the time being, you're doing this job because you have to. So many people feel that way, right? And I know I have. I know I have. Well, and then finally, you get fired or laid off or whatever. And, that seems like, a real and true dilemma. But the thing is, if you've been worrying and thinking and, maybe not worrying, but, just really meditating and thinking on, if I just didn't have to go to this job every day, I could be doing the other thing I really want to do. And if I didn't have to do this, if I just had more time, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, the job's gone now, and now you've got all this time. That job was removed because you probably manifested that on your own. People don't realize that they bring things on their own, of their own accord, into their life. If you think on it that long, if you think on it that hard for that long, you're gonna bring it about eventually, whether you think you're ready for it or not, because you just kept worrying about it. You just kept focusing on it. So once the job is out of the way, that's an obstacle that was removed that's now allowing you to go ahead and pursue what it was you really wanted to do. It's not a bad thing. It's opening up for something else. And even if you don't have that, even if you weren't thinking about that, even if it wasn't, if I didn't have to go to this job every day, I could just do this. If you thought the job was what you were going to be doing and you were invested in it and that was going to be your thing, and then all of a sudden now it's not, All that did was open you up to something you don't even know is on the way. People have got to start looking at this differently. Don't tear yourself apart over something ending. An ending is not the end of your life. You know, you're still alive. You still have your family. You still have your friends. You still have, you know, whatever possessions you have whatever education you have or not have, experience, skills, whatever, intellect. You have all those things. Nothing about you has changed. You weren't robbed of anything. All that did was get swept out of the way because something else is on the way. You can't chase two rabbits, you know. It's going to be one or the other. And sometimes it's just time for a clearing out and a start of something new. And you just have to start telling yourself that. You're going to have to start looking at it that way. It's not a catastrophe. It's not some great loss. If anything, it's a blessing because you're finally getting room in your life for the next thing. You're moving up somehow or another. You're moving up. The next job may or may not pay as much, but you might meet somebody there that's going to lead you on to something else. You might skip around at jobs for a little while, you know. So what? It gets the best of us. It doesn't mean you're unreliable. It doesn't mean you don't know what you want. It doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. It just happens. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, if you meet people at each place, you could meet somebody that's going to lead you on to what you're really meant to be doing. You don't know that. You know, you just have to go for it. So I don't want people living in fear, talking about, oh no, you know, this is so awful. This is so awful. What are we going to do? Well, what you're going to do is move on to the next thing. What you're going to do is be open to the opportunities. What you're going to do is cut yourself a break and let yourself be ready for the next thing, and let yourself be open to the blessings and the chances of something new and fresh and exciting and more in line with you, the next level that you're going to be at, come your way. Let yourself experience that. Let yourself experience something different. I know it's hard to get to a new job and learn shit all over again. I know that. I've done it a million times. I know how it feels. But your attitude is going to make you or break you. Your attitude is going to protect you or it's going to screw you over. And the best part about the attitude is that it's your choice. You decide how you're going to act and how you're going to think every damn day. It's your choice. I have days where I'm miserable. I have days where I'm really depressed. You know, especially going through transformations and shit like that, which seems to be happening all the time for me. And the older I get, the worse they get. But there are times when I just lay in bed all day and cry. You know, every now and then. And it's just a shift. It's just a shift. Last big shift I had was when I got really sick on Halloween and passed out twice. My husband thought I was having a seizure. And we went to the hospital, and the doctor, I've had 2 doctors tell me, look, we've taken your blood, we've looked at your heart, got EKG, got everything, brain scan, all of it. And they said, both of them said on 2 separate days, 2 separate hospitals. They both told me, there's really nothing wrong with you. Your body's fine. You need to relax. You need to relax. And I was like, okay. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Because I was like spread myself too thin, trying to do too many things at once. And I wore my ass out when I shouldn't have. So that was me trying to like one up myself. You know what I mean? And like try to be the best I can be and compete with who I was yesterday and all this kind of shit. You know, all that kind of stuff. I was just trying to like be better and better and better and advance and get myself ahead and you know, make sure I was well-rounded and taking all these classes and shit, and just like, you know, always trying to do the right thing all the time. It just wore myself out. And I didn't relax. I didn't take any time for myself hardly. And I was just always trying to do stuff, and I exhausted myself, got sick, and I was sick for like 2 weeks at least. And I'm finally getting better now. You know, I'm feeling pretty good now, but like for a while there, I was on my ass. I was out of commission, like stuck on the couch or in the bed, not being able to do anything. I had no strength and my muscles hurt, and I had no appetite, and I lost like 15 pounds. So, and I've obviously gained some of it back. But, so, I mean, it happens. But that, you know, getting sick caused me to get real behind on my coaching stuff. And so after that was like 2, maybe 3 weeks of not being in touch with people. Like, I was so sick, I was so tired and so exhausted. I didn't sleep. Nothing was right. Nothing went right with my body. And I didn't, I mean, like, when I say I didn't pick up the phone to check stuff, I mean, I didn't check Instagram. I did not check Facebook. I did not check my messages. I did a little bit of my Facebook Messenger, a little bit, but that was it. I mean, a little bit. I was too sick to do anything. So, like, I got behind, and it was hard. And I had a lot of time to think because I wasn't doing anything. I was too sick to do anything, and I was just like laying there, like, all right, you know, now what? And I thought, nah, there's a blessing in disguise here somewhere. What is it? And I think being that sick and being out of commission for that long forced me to realize that I need to take a break and be easy on myself, and I need to start thinking about myself. I need to start thinking about how to make myself better, health-wise. I mean, you know, like, work on my health, my physical health, of course, my spiritual and mental health as well, emotional health, you know, and to focus inward and turn myself inward and look more at that stuff and get myself right, you know, especially if I want to get better at helping other people. I seem to be doing okay so far, but, you know, there's always room for improvement. So I was like, all right, you know, what else can I work on to make myself even better, you know, so I can just help people better and have more insight and what have you. So I'm always constantly thinking about that. And being out for the count for a couple of weeks, I had a lot of time to consider that. And it helped. It helped a lot because it forced me to look inward and sort some things out, and that was what I needed. So being sick and not being able to eat and you know, all that kind of stuff, and getting behind with stuff, and getting behind with my Transformation Tuesdays emails and everything else. It was like 2 or 3 emails y'all didn't get from me because I just couldn't do it. But I needed that slap down, you know, to make myself think about other things and think about myself for once, and that's what it took. So sometimes when you have a catastrophe, you know, obviously there's other catastrophes bigger than the one I had, you know, recently, but, you know, anything can be a catastrophe to somebody, I guess. But, you know, when you have something like that just, you know, kind of slaps you down, you have to think, all right, you know, what is this teaching me? What is this teaching me? What quality in me is dim, or what quality do I not have that I need to develop in order to cope with this and make the best of it? I guess that's what I'm getting at with this video. That's my point. What quality in you would you need to have or need to emphasize in order to deal with that situation in the best way possible? Well, this situation would be a lot better if I just had more patience. You may just have to practice patience. You may just have to practice it. You just have to. This situation would be a lot better if I didn't get so angry all the time. We've all been there, okay? But ask yourself why you're getting angry, and ask yourself what you can change about your mindset to not be that angry. It's hard to explain in a video. We could work one-on-one if you want, and really go over it and iron it out. It would be no big deal. You know, we can totally do it. But just ideas like that, just that kind of thing. And so I just want you to see that the thing that's going wrong for you is not necessarily going wrong for you. It seems like, you know, the end of the world or whatever, because it's not what you had planned on. It's not what you anticipated, and it's kind of caught you off guard, and it's not necessarily what you wanted, but it doesn't mean it's not going to lead to something better. And that's where you have to be open-minded, and you have to be accepting of some things. And as I said in the last video, well, I'm still learning how to do this, you know, but I'm getting better at it, to go with the flow. And yes, it's difficult, especially for people like me who always want to try to, you know, I'm not like this now. I used to be, though, but I used to be real methodical and try to do things a certain way and follow the rules and follow my rules and all this kind of stuff, and like be hard on myself about things and stuff like that. You gotta drop all that. You gotta just shed all of that. Shed it off like a snake skin, because it's not helping you. You can't grow if you keep yourself in the same old bullshit mindset of well, you know, this happened and this is terrible, so I don't know what to fucking do. I'm gonna lose this, I'm gonna lose that now. It's all falling apart, blah blah blah. No, it's not falling apart. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. I know a lot of people say that, but that's the truth. That is the truth. It's happening for you. It's trying to teach you something. And you're going to keep having bullshit catastrophes until you learn whatever that is. It has happened to me a million times. I could sit here all day long and all night long making videos telling you all about all the things that have happened to me that I went through over and over and over again. All the bullshit experiences, all the bullshit trauma I went through over and over again, because I had to learn a lesson and I kept ignoring it, or it just didn't click. And then finally it did, and I don't have those problems anymore. You know, like on paper, it's a simple concept, but going through it, I know it's hard. So it's not like I'm expecting you to be a superhero about it, but you know, I mean, you just got to do it. You just got to do it. You got to tackle it. You just have to do it. You know, it's either that or you stay in the same old bullshit process. And you don't want that, do you? You know, don't you want something better? Don't you want something, you know, that is more in line with what you're meant to do? So don't tear yourself apart over something going wrong or losing something or whatever. It's just making a space for something else. Energy in the universe moves that way. Where there's a void or a vacuum or negative space, something else must go there to fill it. It's called balance. Something else must go there to fill it. So that's all that is. Just go with it. Trust it. I know that's hard to do because, like I say, you know, a lot of people are hardcore and like for things to be done a certain way and like for things to be logical and make sense and all this kind of stuff. And sometimes some of this shit doesn't make any sense. It won't for a while anyway. But, you know, you just have to let your guard down a little bit and just kind of let things flow the way they're supposed to, and it'll happen the way it's meant to. And trust your intuition. You know, get out of the fear and trust your intuition, and you'll thank yourself. And when it's all said and done and you're doing the next thing and you're in the next phase and things are going better than they ever have, you know, you'll be like, oh, this is what this is about. Okay, well, I'm glad I did all that. You know, you'll get there. You will get there. As long as you're still alive, there's a chance. So, you know, don't be so hard on yourself when shit goes wrong, because it's not really that. It's not wrong. You know, just don't let yourself be overcome by fear, and don't let fear lead you. Fear is not going to help you. The love vibration is the only thing that's going to help you. So you have to, you know, you just have to remember that. If you need to write it on a piece of paper and paste it on the wall and look at it every day, do that. I don't care how you do it. You know, you just got to keep reminding yourself things sometimes so that you can get in the habit of thinking that way and train your brain to rewire itself, because you've got the neuro pathways that are burned in there, you know, from your mindset being whatever it's been for however long, that those pathways are smoother because they're well worn, and that's the path that your thoughts and your energy is going to take, and the cells, you know, because that's what they're used to. You gotta, I know it's hard, but you gotta rewire that shit. And we can work on that too. So, you know, just let me know, just reach out. But that's probably my final message for today. I think I've done enough talking for now, but I hope that helps. I hope that you know, brought you some clarity and some insight, and you know, let me know your ideas and stuff like that. You know, you guys can always comment and like tell me stuff, message me and tell me stuff. Or if there's a topic, you know, you want me to touch on, you know, let me know. I'll totally do it. As long as I understand it, you know, I'll do my best. And you know, we'll sort some things out and, you know, share some ideas and stuff. I'm always open to that. So thank you for listening to all this, and I hope everybody has a good weekend, and just keep your head up, you know, keep doing what you know to be right. And, you know, stick to the course, and just don't give up. Don't give up, okay? Thank you.